For years, scientists have been focused on trying to come up with a new treatment for Alzheimer's. I say if we could find a substance that could address multiple issues that are related to brain dysfunction, well, we're going to talk about that. For years, scientists have been focused on trying to come up with a new treatment for Alzheimer's by preventing the formation and clumps of this protein we call beta amyloid. In fact, as it's quoted in a new article, we scientists have arguably got ourselves into a bit of an intellectual rut, concentrating almost on neglecting, even ignoring other possible explanations of why someone gets Alzheimer's. The article goes on to say, regrettably, this dedication to studying the abnormal protein clumps has not translated into a useful drug or therapy. And that makes sense, by the way, folks, because once we enter a pathway, it's like we can't get off that street. They go on to say the need for a new out-of-the-clump way of thinking about Alzheimer's is emerging as a top priority in brain science. The research is now suggesting it is an immune system disorder. We're always looking for one thing that leads to another because of that, and we forget the human is much more complex. I agree 100% with this author, and wasting years of research on singular causes turns out to yield less than optimal results. What they're saying is so true. And the thing is now, as a clinician and helping folks be healthy, I say if we could find a substance that could address multiple issues that are related to brain dysfunction, basically approaching a serious preventative and treatment protocol, well, we're going to talk about that. You're watching the Daily Dose, a Hugh Light web series, and I'm Dr. Mitch, the Chief Medical Officer, and be sure to like and subscribe and always stay notified because when we release new content, we want you to get it right away. Now, let's review the molecular hydrogen. Now, it is coming to its own time of this particular, what we call medical gas. Molecular hydrogen is the most abundant element, that is hydrogen, in the Earth's atmosphere. How it can seriously relate to neuro and cognitive problems and its decline are now being very well shown, and makes more sense than ever that this particular molecular, or actually medical gas, like oxygen, like ozone, like now hydrogen, coming into a time of its own. Inhaled hydrogen, breathed in through your nose or through mask, for the proper time with the proper dosage, can have a profound effect in a positive way on the function or physiology of your brain. Inhaled oxygen diffuses quickly through the lungs into the plasma of the blood. And even after hydrogen's life, which is about 60 minutes when you breathe it in and it turns off, the gas keeps increasing certain factors, one which is called nuclear factor or erythroid-2 related factor. You don't have to remember that. It's also known as NRF2, which means that significant amounts of antioxidants, your own body's innate capability of antioxidants, are still going to be made ongoing because this molecular hydrogen turned that on. Because these reactive oxygen species that are formed from mitochondrial function itself. Now, the mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell. And what happens is, as they do their work to give you the energy, they also produce they produce things as well, like reactive oxygen species. Yeah, it works that way. And more so even when someone has an infection or inflammation. So molecular hydrogen has a significant capability of reducing two of the major free radicals that damage our cells and damage the organelles within our cells. These two are the hydroxyl free radical and the peroxynitrate free radical. These two free radicals are for certain the most dangerous. And because of hydrogen's size, and it's so tiny, it can go right through the cell membrane. Now, there's a membrane that's microscopic that encases every single one of the cells, and it can go right through and basically quench these free radicals, therefore stopping the damage to our mitochondria, therefore having the mitochondria produce more and more energy. Complex? To stick with me. Hydrogen that enters the brain, by the way, can elevate coenzyme Q10. You've heard about that. And that increases also the production of that energy, which we call adenosine triphosphate or ATP, through a certain process. Now, Since many neurodegenerative diseases, for example, like Parkinson's, has a large quantity of reactive oxygen species, as described earlier, inhalation of molecular hydrogen can reduce these and slow the disease down, maybe even help reverse it. So between the elevation of CoQ10 and the degenerative diseases being contained by killing the oxygen radicals, the free radicals, it makes sense. So molecular hydrogen can also reduce inflammation or the transcription factors that lead to inflammation. And cognitive decline is created, as we see in these new articles, because of elevation of elements like what we call interleukin 1B, interleukin 6, tumor necrosis factor. Yes, you may not know what these are, but these are the starting points for inflammation anywhere in the body, including the brain. Now, in certain conditions, the brain also has increased autophagy. Autophagy is a natural process. Its cells, when they get older, the body kills them. But if it happens too much, too soon, that would increase cell death. That's also happening in the brain when we start to get these diseases. Molecular hydrogen can modulate that activity and slow that down as well. So if you're getting to where we are so far, we can reduce the problem with having this death, the cell death coming too quickly or the cell dying too quickly. We can decrease inflammation and we can increase the antioxidants that your body typically produces. There is another process that you should be aware of. There's something of programmed cell death. One of them is of pro-inflammatory cells, that is. It's typically known as pyrolysis. It's usually an important factor for the body. And again, it's one of these things. When necessary is good, too much is not. If the process increases too much, there'll be significant damage done to the immune system. Again, hydrogen can modulate and stop that effect. And that's a profound advantage to these diseases. Now, let me summarize this for you. Let me make sense of this for you. And hopefully then you'll understand how molecular hydrogen is so important, because it addresses all the issues that are probably, or at least we know of, lending itself to neurologic diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, etc. Inhaled molecular hydrogen is an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory. It modulates the death of cells, so not too much, but not too little. And autophagy, where the cell eats itself and goes away. Same thing, the cell dies. It improves immune responses, and all this, at the end, helps the mitochondrial, the batteries of a cell, which run from 100 to thousands per cell, and makes these function continue. Mitochondria are the key to life. If these little powerhouses, these batteries in our cell, can function properly and make our energy, it's much like we have all the gasoline we need for our automobiles. And that's what we're looking to do. At this moment, molecular hydrogen inhalation has to be taken quite seriously as an integral part and prevention and treatment of cognitive disorders and other neurologic disorders. And it's going to take its place, and it is already, as one of the most important medical gases that we can ever use. So when you're thinking of a loved one, yourself, how do I prevent, or how do I treat? How do I get involved? How do I can help? You have something that most physicians so far have not learned about, linked onto, but it's now there. For tomorrow's medicine is now here. Thank you for watching The Daily Dose. I'm Dr. Mitch, and for more information, you can visit our website at Huelight USA. That's HUELIGHT USA.com. Stay tuned for the next time.